Genevieve Piturro strongly believes that your purpose is your legacy. She helps people power their purpose and launch their legacy. She's an inspirational TEDx speaker, author, consultant, and founder of Pajama program and also Oprah guest. As we prepare to delve into our conversation on the topic at hand, how to find and lead with a purpose, here is an exciting twist. Let us tickle the brain of our guest, Jen. So, Jen, get ready for a rapid fire round of random words. I'm going to mention a few, and I would love to hear the first thing that comes to your mind in response without thinking much. Are you ready for it?
Okay, let's try it.
Okay, let's dive in. And here comes my first word, curiosity.
Oh, Rosie. Fabulous ideas.
Passion.
Purpose.
Future.
Unknown.
Book.
Purpose, Passion, and Moxie. That's my new book. So that's what's come to mind.
Good one. And then movie.
Oh, movie. Oh, my goodness. The Way We Were.
Okay. And then food.
Lasagna.
Place.
Italy.
Name other than Genevieve.
Oh, that's a good idea. It's a good question. I'll say my mom's name, Marquita.
Oh, Marquita. And purpose.
Purpose.
Yeah.
To help other people find theirs.
Nice. And the last one is world.
World peace.
Superb. And thank you so much for participating in the first rapid fire round so sportively. I hope you liked it.
It was fun.
Okay, let me welcome the audience. So, folks, welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, where we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. I'm your host, Navin Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place through valuable discussions that add value not only to your life, but also to your career. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Jen, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice. Thank you so much for being part of our journey.
Oh, well, thank you for this invitation.
So let's get started. Maybe we'll start with the success mantra. Probably you can share the top 3 things that have attributed to your success so far in your professional and personal life.
The 3 things that have influenced me so far?
Yes.
Okay. I would say there was a little girl that changed everything for me 24 or so years ago. I would say the surprise of how many people you can touch with a story that you decide to share.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say, sadly, the number of people who've put off finding their purpose, which is why I feel so strongly about supporting and speaking out about the importance and the life-changing consequences when you dare to dream and go for it.
Wow. It's so moving. And let's move to the next question. So how do you find your purpose and what does it change when someone finds their purpose?
Well, a lot of times people know what their purpose is. They feel they know what it is, but they're afraid to take a chance because it doesn't seem like they could make money from it. It seems like they are already on one path, that it would be too intimidating and too difficult, almost impossible to make a major switch. And I think people are also afraid of what others will think about them just trusting their heart, because we're not raised to trust our heart. We're raised to trust facts, to listen to other people, to follow a safe path. So I think when I think about those people, which I believe are still the majority of people, it makes me really, really eager to speak more and to tell them my story, because I was in the same position. And I learned how exhilarating it is to take that chance on yourself and to trust God or the universe, whomever you trust that's bigger than us, to be there and support you, because we are put on this earth for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to trust that answers will come.
Yeah. Okay, got it. And when did you find your purpose? Like at what age, and how this happened?
I was 38, so I was already 12 years on one path working in New York City as an executive in the television business.
Hmm.
And I thought that that's what my purpose was, because when I was a little girl, I watched TV and I watched a show about a woman who was in television and she was, successful and it was an exciting life. And I wanted to be like her. But that was because I wanted to be successful the way society thought was successful. And I wanted to have an exciting life. I didn't understand what purpose was, or that I had a purpose, that
Hmm.
everybody has a purpose. I didn't know that until I heard a voice in me one day ask me, if this is the next 30 years of your life, is this enough? And when I heard that question in me, I realized that that job I had was just a job. It wasn't contributing to the greater good. It wasn't making me feel in my heart full. It wasn't helping me to contribute. So I thought, I think I missed something in my life that was very important, and happened to be children. I didn't get married, didn't have kids then.
Hmm.
So I went looking for a way to help children, and I visited emergency shelters. And when I did, I started reading to these children at night, and it made my heart feel so connected to them. I never felt that before. And when I saw that they were sleeping in their clothes, I brought pajamas so that at least they could sleep in something warm that fit them, that was clean, because they were wearing clothes they'd been wearing for, days, if not longer. And a little girl was so afraid to take the pair of pajamas I wanted to give her
Hmm.
that after a few minutes, she asked me, "What are pajamas?"
Hmm.
And that question changed everything in me
Oh.
and put me on this other path, because I became obsessed with this little girl's question, and not knowing that, a life, a bedtime, a loving end of the day was what she deserved, so that she would feel loved. So I started to just bring pajamas to all these children, and it grew. It grew. And
Hmm.
like I mentioned before, when I started to tell people the story, people wanted to help. And
Yeah.
that's how we got to 22 years and 7 million
Hmm.
pajamas and books around the country.
Wow. That's a kind of staggering numbers, and kudos to all the great work. I think after finding your passion, you are making a lot of difference, which not many are able to, and really appreciate those efforts, Jen. And on that note, let's move forward and talk about this heart and voice connection. I heard you explaining this in one other podcast, and probably I want the same thing to be shared with our audience as well. So please talk to us about it.
Well, when I heard that voice in me ask me, if this is the next 30 years of your life, is this enough? I didn't know where that came from. It
Hmm.
scared me, because I think most of us know these voices that come from here, right? That we listen to. But I think we're always getting voices that are coming from somewhere else deep in us, that know more than we think we know here, and they're guiding us, and we push them aside, right? We don't listen to them because sometimes they sound trivial, or it doesn't sound like it fits into our lives, so we push them down. And I think that voice had been trying to tell me for a lot longer than I heard it, that there was something else. There was something else. I wasn't going to be fulfilled, and I needed to be fulfilled. So I think when we pay attention, when we take time, maybe meditate, maybe sit still, maybe write down, what do we love to do? What would make our lives complete? What would make us feel on top of the world if we were doing this every day, helping people in some way? I think when we give ourselves permission to listen and trust it, we don't trust these voices in us. I don't know why. But if
Hmm.
we would trust it and understand it's coming from our heart, it guides us step by step. And the more we listen, the more signs we get, and the more of those voices we hear, and the more further along we can go and achieve a life of purpose.
Hmm. Very nice. And with that, let's move forward to the next question. So, what's your favorite thing about giving pajamas? I think you have already given over 7 million of them, right? So, what do you like most about it?
The children's reactions, they're soft, and they a lot of the kids want to put them on right away, even in the middle of the day if we're reading to them or something. And I've always found that over the years that it was something new. These children rarely get anything new, rarely get anything that fits them perfectly. And it just makes my heart full when I see them smile and feel them and hold them and want to put them on. And sometimes they're allowed to, sometimes they're not allowed to put them on and they're so disappointed. It's just a reaction.
Yeah, got it. And my next question is more on the career transition. You have quit the high-paying corporate executive job and took this leap into giving back. And once you found your passion, likewise, many people might be contemplating to come out of the day job, like 9 to 5 routine, and they wanted to really find their passion, but maybe they are afraid of something, or something is really holding them back. So how do you make a leap off the corporate ladder without falling flat on your face? And what will be your biggest tip to those who want to quit their corporate career and find their own purpose and pursue it passionately?
I think one of the biggest things is to find your group of cheerleaders, because there will be a lot of people who are going to think you're crazy if you're changing your path. If you're giving something up that is secure, or as secure as it can be these days, or you're giving up an income that you can count on, at least for the foreseeable future, to try something new. And people are, those of us who are contemplating that are afraid to tell someone, because we fear they're going to say you're crazy, that's irresponsible. And people did say that to me. So the first thing is learn where your cheerleaders are. Find the people that know you, confide in them, heart to heart, what you're thinking, why, and find the ones who are supportive. The ones who are not, put them aside. But the ones who are supportive, will understand. Maybe some people have made that change themselves. Stick with them. Talk to them. Ask them questions. They will support you. And that makes all the difference in the world. You need, in that very delicate place you're in of making a change or thinking about making a major change, you need support. Yeah. And I try to be that support, because I know it can make or break you.
And yeah, that's great and insightful, actionable as well. And with that, let's move to my next one. In terms of building a non-profit board, and especially when we are running non-profit organization, it will be very important to attract talent. Not only attract talent, but also retain them talent, or if I may call them as attracting and retaining volunteers, right? So what's your take on that?
I think the first question you want to ask when you are looking for a volunteer or an employee is, why do they relate to your organization's purpose? Find out where there is the synergy, why they care. Because if you can find the reason why they care about being there, you can help them grow whatever they want to do to add to that purpose. So you want to find the people who feel connected to your purpose, and then find out how they would like to make a contribution, how they would like to add what they love about what you're doing to the organization, what ideas they have. Because if they are invested in a heartfelt way, they will help you grow the organization. It's okay if they're a good writer. It's okay if they have certain skills, but why your organization? You want to ask them. So you know that there's already a heart-to-heart connection.
Wow. Very nice. And with that, let's move to the next one. So one woman came up with her own idea to honor her calling, and her name is Genevieve Piturro. So this was announced by Oprah Winfrey. So please share us your experience being Oprah's guest. So what ran on your mind, and how was the feeling?
We need more than an interview. We need a month. It was incredible. It was a surprise phone call. And it was also a very surprise show. So your listeners can look up my name on Oprah, and they can see the show. It's pretty amazing and a big surprise. So I felt Oprah was so open-hearted. She was so genuine. She definitely connected to the purpose for the children. She understood how important bedtime is for these children, how important it is for them to feel loved and to feel physically comfortable and not in clothes that are tight or soiled, because the children have been through such trauma. And I always found, how can they fall asleep with all this worry and stress and fear on their minds?
Mhm.
And pajamas doesn't solve the problem, but the idea that someone gave them something soft and new and clean that's just for them to wear helps a little bit. It reminds them that they matter. And it's not as good as a mom or a dad that's there and, kissing them goodnight and tucking them in. But compared to the way they were yesterday, it's a little bit more love.
Hmm.
I've always believed that it was like a hug that we gave. And Oprah believed that. She understands how we can transform somebody with love, even if it's invisible. So her whole attitude was to embrace the idea and to support and spread the word. As if you see the show, you will see what she did, because she understands purpose.
Wow, very nice. And this is such an incredible conversation, and the time has come to add some more excitement. So get ready, Jen, as we dive into a series of intriguing rapid fire questions, the second round. And this is just to spice up the episode. And if you're ready, let's dive in.
Okay.
Here comes my first bullet out of the rapid fire. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
Oh, what would it say? Find your purpose, and until then, let's have a conversation and I'll help you.
Wow. Nice. And folks, you can reach out to Genevieve Piturro through LinkedIn. Her LinkedIn profile will be published here, and also website. And with that, let's move to the next one, Jen. What's one thing that you are really bad at that you wish you were better at?
Oh, lots of things. Let's see. Sports, I'm very bad at. I was always very bad at, because I wear contact lenses and I never wanted to wear glasses when I was a child, because I didn't want kids to make fun of me. So I couldn't hit the ball, kick the ball, catch the ball. And so whenever I'm at a party or an event and people say, let's play softball, I have to hide. So I would say sports has always been that.
Okay, got it. And let's move on. Can you describe yourself in just one word?
Myself?
Yep.
Myself in just one word? I would say I'm a jumper. I will jump into something and then figure out how to do it along the way, not analyze it first to make sure I can do it, which is probably safer. And a lot of good people are good at that.
Yeah.
I jump first and I figure it out as I go and hope I don't drown.
Very nice. And what's your favorite thing about living in the 21st century?
I think learning how to keep an open mind. I think we've had a lot of challenges and a lot of different ideas come to light. And I think that it's very important to listen and to care about people and try to find a peaceful way to continue to live helping each other, because there are lots of things that are happening now that are changing things. And I think we have to look for the good in that and just keep an open mind.
Very nice. And if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Oh, superpower. I'd like 100% confidence 100% of the time.
Very nice. And with that, let me find the last bullet out of rapid fire. What is the fantasy gadget or an electronic gadget that you like to see or invent yourself?
A gadget.
Yeah.
A magic wand.
What would you do with that?
What would I do with it? I would fix things. I would just fix whatever needs to be fixed in people. Not fixing them individually, but like for the pajamas for the kids. Like no child cried him or herself to sleep at night, or not eat, or the animals you see that people hurt. Just wipe it out with a magic wand.
Very nice.
I would think a lot of people would like that.
Absolutely. And wish you all the best. I wish you really get hold of that kind of device or a gadget.
I have to find a way to make a patent for that.
Yeah. And that's a great rapid fire round, Jen. And let's flip back to the mainstream. And here is my next one. What are the top three things someone looking to make a major career change should know?
It's never too late.
Mm-hmm.
Find a mentor. Find someone in that new career that you want to be part of. Find at least one, two, or three people who are in there and ask them for their suggestions and their advice on how to go from where you are to where you want to be in their field. They know the best ways. That's number two. Third one is to trust yourself. Mm-hmm. If you feel that there is something in you that means you're supposed to be over there and you're over here, trust yourself. Just trust yourself and just ask yourself, what's my next step? And listen.
Simply superb. And can you talk briefly about your book and where it is available?
Yes, now I have two books. The first one is behind me, Purpose, Passion, and Pajamas. It's the story of how I took that scary leap and the ups and the downs, how I almost, ruined myself and, the financial issues and just the passion and what got me through and the people and the ideas and the ups and downs. So that's one story. And now coming out, the Kindle's already out, the paperback will be out any day now. Purpose, Passion, and Moxie. It's a workbook to help people who want to start a nonprofit, how to start a nonprofit from scratch to success. So that one's all about nonprofit. This is about purpose in general.
Wow. Very nice. And link to the books will be published in the show notes. So those of you who are listening or watching this episode, please refer to the episode description or the show notes and grab a copy for yourself. And I think this is a great work. This is something what Jen is giving back to the community. And I think at least by copying, we will get to know and how she has also found her purpose, and it will definitely inspire all of us. And on that note, before I let you go, Jen, how is your experience being hosted on the Guiding Voice platform? Any feedback, comment?
Terrific. It's great. I love the rapid fire. That's a lot of fun. Makes us a little nervous, but if you're going to be a jumper, like I said I was, I just have to take a chance and answer your questions and with whatever comes into my mind. So it's great.
Wonderful. Thank you. And you are really a jumper. And I'm really fascinated by your passion. It is very inspiring to see all the good work that you're doing. And I wish you more power. Thank you once again for being part of our journey. Thank you for the time and all the wonderful insights that you have shared with our audience today. And look forward to hosting you again soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This was a wonderful way to start a morning.
So, pleasure to host you, Jen. And friends, that was our episode with Genevieve Piturro. And before we jump into the trivia section, we have a quick request. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our podcast because subscribing keeps you updated on new episodes. Also, if you have enjoyed this episode and found the conversation useful, request you to share with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues or family members who would also like the Guiding Voice. Please spread the knowledge so that you can help others grow like you. And your support means a lot. It helps us create more content for you and our community. Thank you so much for your support, and let's learn together on the journey. Now let's hop into the trivia segment of today's episode. Today we had a wonderful conversation about finding purpose and also passionately pursuing that purpose. And we had a bit of conversation about volunteering as well. So I thought I would present to you a few facts related to volunteering as part of this trivia. So first one is Red Cross founder. The International Red Cross and Red Crescent movement was founded by Swiss visionary Henry Dunant. He's been instrumental in providing humanitarian aid during times of crisis and is a testament to the power of volunteering in times of need. And second fact is about the relation between volunteering and well-being. Studies showing that volunteering can have positive effect on an individual's mental and physical well-being highlight the personal benefits of volunteerism, which can extend beyond helping others to improving one's own life satisfaction and health. And if you recollect, when I asked what is the favorite thing about giving pajamas, I could see glow in her eyes, in Jen's eyes, and she was so elated. And that is a kind of satisfaction which people get by doing this kind of volunteer work. And the last one is about volunteer tourism. And this is the concept of volunteer tourism or voluntourism illustrates how volunteering has expanded into a global movement that combines travel as well as community service, allowing individuals to make a positive impact while exploring new cultures and destinations. So it's now time for me to hear from you about your experience about on volunteering and how it has contributed to your personal life and how it helped the society, or also how it helped you become a better individual, or are there any other positive aspects of being a volunteer? So please share your thoughts. If you are watching this video on YouTube, please comment there, or if you have found this episode on audio platform through a social media platform, you can comment there. We will definitely review your comments, and I would be happy to see what you guys are thinking about. So that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in and also being part of our awesome community. And folks, would love to hear from you. Do not forget to share your ideas and feedback through our social media, or you can also email us at theguidingvoiceforyou@gmail.com, and let's create content that resonates with you. I'm your host Navin Samala, a lifelong learner, and my goal is to have impactful conversations that improve not only your life but also your career. Stay connected as we journey together, and until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember, the future holds great things because the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you all in the next episode with another wonderful guest. Thank you.